every day. Kingpin, yours truly, Ferrari Simmons. I want to get right into it, guys. You ready?
Splash.
Let's do it.
The surge of female rappers to all the aspiring female rappers. What do you guys say?
Wow.
The surge of rappers.
Female
Not
rappers.
just female rappers are getting more attention now, but that doesn't mean necessarily that there's more female rappers than male rappers, right? You're talking about
The surge
the popularity.
of the popularity of the
there's
new ones coming in.
There's a surge
There
ever
is a
since
surge.
Cardi B succeeded. We're an industry of bandwagon jumpers.
Okay.
So whenever somebody sees success, all of a sudden they pull out of their pocket that project or that artist that they have that sounds exactly what's succeeding.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So all of a sudden there's a surge in female rappers because one person did really, really well.
I've never
Now
seen
two.
so many dolls. Like it's, you got Cash Doll, Dream Doll.
So Doll is the new Lil.
Wendy
Well,
Doll.
I think
So Doll to women is what Lil is to male rappers. Is that what you're
I guess
saying?
so, yeah.
I mean, they
Or
kind
young.
of stopped calling themselves dolls. I think two of them stopped calling themselves doll. Cuban doll. It's a whole bunch of dolls.
They could call themselves Young Doll and really just be a
How long
real
can you be a new
stereotype.
artist?
Show your tits. and
Whether
your
you're a
ass.
woman or not, how long can you be a new artist? What was the name of that female rapper, Wendy? And I think you were there with me one year in South by Southwest that she got naked on stage and rapped.
God damn.
That was her thing, that she went to South by Southwest and she would strip down to a G-string, like topless and everything, and get up there and
Jesus.
perform, and that was her gimmick, and it didn't work. Because nobody gives a fuck. People cared about Cardi because Cardi sold her image.
Yeah,
Cardi was a social media influencer before she was a successful artist.
Yeah, buying
Yes.
TV.
People had a reason to tune in and watch it, and then by default,
And she brought something. She was the
brought
queen of
something.
Ratchet.
and she.
So is that
Personality.
what you're saying? They need to buy into the personality of the artist.
I think the personality
female or
sells it
male?
100%.
Agreed.
100%.
Agreed.
Who you are, the character that you are, is what sells it.
People
Nicki
want to
Minaj is a
know.
character.
Yeah. People want to know who is this.
Rico Nasty, character. Megan Thee Stallion, character. All the prominent artists, male or female, they all have a character, and that's what
City
you buy
Girls.
into. Their characters. That's two characters there.
That's two Trinas.
Yeah.
That's a Trina and a Jackie O. If you're from
Right.
Florida, you know
Boy.
what Jackie O is.
Jackie O.
Jesus.
Her ass was art.
Man, I used to
It
be in
must have
love
been.
with
It
her.
drove E-Class to,
I had her poster in my college dorm.
Jackie O's.
And she
No
was
shit.
a really nice human being. Like
What
Jackie
was
O
the
was just awesome.
what was Brianna? What was her name? Brianna Perry. That was the Jackie O remake.
Yeah.
That was Slip and Slide and them's second attempt at recreating.
I don't remember Brianna Perry.
Yeah, I think her name was Brianna Perry, if I'm not mistaken. But she looked almost identical. Like if you would have seen her, you'd be like, "Bitch, is that Jackie O's daughter?" Yeah, it was really wild. Yeah,
Do
crazy.
you remember Mercedes from No Limit when she bent
Yes.
over in that
Yes.
car?
Detroit.
I mean, listen, I grew up in the
Top
era
of
when
Mercedes.
female rappers existed, but there was just a few of them. Like you had MC Lyte, you had Queen Latifah, you had Boss, you had a
Salt and
few.
Pepper.
You had your Salt and Pepper. You know what I mean? You had, but then again, there was very few rappers as well. So it may have been 50 dude rappers and 5 female rappers. It was, the number was never properly represented, if you will. But
Do you
And
feel
then we
like
went
it's properly represented now?
Remember, we went through
Never.
a phase where you had to be like the queen of some crew. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you were the
Gangsta
female.
Boo.
Yes, in a
3-6
crew.
Mafia.
Exactly.
so like Lil Kim was too.
Junior Mafia.
Mia
Junior
X.
Mafia and then Mia X
Exactly.
was-
Mia X to the No Limit. Wow.
Exactly.
I think one of the things that, and I know I'm probably going to get drilled across the fucking coals for this, but I think the upkeep on women artists is so much more expensive that it'll exhaust a label's budget because you have to pay to look the part
Yeah.
as much as
It
you
is
do
costly.
to push the part.
It is costly.
So I think one of the main reasons you may not see as many female artists, or the reason you're seeing a lot of female artists now take the front line, because sex sells, number one. That's why most of these guys are they're not Christian rappers if they're sitting out here and that you're hearing on the chop. Everything is wet ass pussy and deep throats and freaky backs and all that
Throw
other good
baby.
shit. Yeah, all of that
Yeah,
good
I got
stuff.
you.
So that's what is being consumed now. But that doesn't necessarily.
But there's some cool
mean that's all
shit
they
coming,
want.
like up on the underground, like Girl Code and Lady London. Like there's some real rappers.
Yeah, there are some females that can actually rap now.
They don't have to like
Kamaya can rap
show
her
their
ass off.
tits to make money.
Yeah, Kamaya's definitely one of them. Kamaya can rap her ass off. I don't fuck with Kamaya from out west.
Yeah.
She's raw.
Yes.
Facts.
Badass Becky from Florida. She can rap her ass off.
Yeah, she can rap.
Yeah, there's a
She can
couple of
rap,
them. Omera can rap her ass off.
Oh my God, yes.
Amaretta.
Yes.
Amaretta.
Amaretta.
Omeretta.
You say
I was talking to El Dorado Red the other day. That's where
Amaretta.
I got that from. Yeah, Amaretta. She can rap her ass
Shout out
off.
to Lil Donald. He brought her to me in 2016.
Wow.
She was like 18, 17.
Damn, 6 years in, huh?
Yeah, he brought her.
Still don't
I
have
was-
them profiles claimed. All right, so on to the next one. Female rappers. I think that's the problem. I think most people get into a room and want to fuck a female rapper before they want to help her. And I think if they do help her, they expect to fucking
That's
return.
what Kodak said. Kodak said if he does a song with you and you're a female and you're pretty, he wants to have sex with you. That's the.
I mean, there's not very many people pushing fat, ugly female rappers to the masses. Most of them are attractive women, attractive young ladies. And most of these people have that predator mentality where they want to go in there and they want to take advantage of that shit.
It's a predator business.
It is. For men too.
Yes, for men too. Behind the scenes, it's just as ugly as in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I got a crazy question for you guys. Kid artists, cursing or keep it clean till they're 18?
Can't speak on this one. My kid artists carry guns and smoke weed.
Oh, God.
Don't get me started.
I mean, is the goal to help them introduce their career now, or is it longevity? You want to reach the masses, you can't.
What's your opinion?
It all depends. If we want to reach the masses, I say no. Can't reach the masses. They're going to have to go viral, cussing and doing all of that hooting and hollering, and then it's going to have to be, their money's going to be made off of a certain segment. You wouldn't be able to use other platforms to market it because you're going to get flagged. YouTube's going to knock that shit out the water. Google's going to knock that shit out the water. You're going to spend more time disputing ads and resetting them than you're going to be getting effectiveness off of the ads, which means your ad budget is going to be dramatically drained expeditiously.
But can't you just say this is not suitable for kids?
No, why? It's art.
Because they're kids that cuss.
It's art. They're expressing themselves. It's a different story if a kid walks in here and says, "Hey, short little motherfucker, what's up?" And you, fat ass Puerto Rican with that ugly ass beard, and then sits down. That's a different story. That's a disrespectful child.
Right.
But if they're coming in here and they're using music as art, which is what this is entertainment, and they're telling their version of their reality or what they're seeing or what they're experiencing, I think sometimes you need fuck in a sentence so somebody can get the full grasp of it. Like, I'm thirsty versus, man, I'm fucking thirsty. Big difference.
I used to curse at that age, so how can I turn around and tell a kid not to?
I mean, they all cuss at that age.
I don't let my kids cuss at that age.
They do.
That makes anything to you, and I know they do.
I didn't curse in front of my mom.
Any of that stuff. I don't let them listen to, any questionable music. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop a creative from creating, however they choose to create.
And then on the flip side, I have clients that are 13, and when they made a video where they're smoking weed, which our team stops them from doing and have gotten them to grow a little, they went viral. So now for me to tell them you can't do that, they don't want to hear me because they want to go viral. So they want to take it to the next level and the next level and the next level and wave guns and, they want virality because
the
that's their currency.
Right now is the new
exactly.
Virality.
Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to tell a 13-year-old, no, you can't do that.
And then on the flip side, you hear
problem.
a Dame Dash get on, do an interview and say, YouTube shouldn't pay you if you start posting negative content. Like, get the fuck out of here. Shouldn't post. You should take the algorithm out. And I don't know, man. It all depends on the individual and what you got going on, where you come from, and everything that's around you, my brother.
Why do we want YouTube to be parents? Like, isn't that the parents' job?
Exactly.
Facts.
I don't want YouTube to make that decision for anyone.
How would his royalties be affected if YouTube? I mean, shit, Jay-Z made one of the biggest beef records of all time.
And it was really,
Exactly.
And if they took that beef record offline, I mean, shit, you're talking about a record that defined the culture, and it was a diss record.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was aggressive too.
Crazy.
Absolutely. And it was good.
It was really good.
Okay.
Did you know that there was 2 versions of Ether?
I did not know that.
No.
There's a version that wasn't released, that its lyrics are available on Genius. That the first version of it had 3 verses, similar to Jay-Z's song.
Oh.
And the lyrics from the 3rd verse reference something like, I wish you would have been on that plane, not Aaliyah, when it crashed, some Dame Dash. Ooh. And they made him rewrite the song 3 times to the point of where they scrapped it and destroyed the masters. However, 2 verses have emerged and have been transcribed and are available on Genius for your
I'm about
listening,
definitely about
listening
Genius Dash
with
song.
your eyes pleasure.
Yeah, he said some real ignorant shit on there, real disrespectful, real ether shit.
I mean, Jay-Z said he nutted on his baby seat though.
He was mad.
That's when hip hop was it's what it's always been about. You know what I mean? Hip hop was, I'm gonna say with the 90s, it went from I'm the baddest motherfucker to I'm the freshest motherfucker. When did that because in the 80s that's what it was all about. It was I'm the baddest, I'm so good, I can rap, and I'm this, that, and the third. And occasionally they threw in some of their debonair and their debonair swag, if you will.
I say late 90s going into them 2000s?
The bling bling era.
Bling bling.
So Cash Money's responsible for it. Is that what you're saying?
I might have played a role in that.
Cash Money's responsible for that.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard
That's
the Cash
fucking
Money
30
at
years.
your 30-year anniversary
That's them 30
party.
years.
It was nothing. I was over here like, this got to be Wendy
Hit after
playlist.
hit after hit. Yeah, that's what they played last night, was all the songs that I was involved in.
That's disrespectful.
Until I stepped in and said, could you play something else?
Jesus.
Okay, moving along. Kingpin, I know you're going to go crazy on this one day. I know you will too. How important is the DJ in an artist's career?
Extremely.
And then it's a two-part question. I want you guys to both answer both. So how important is the DJ in the artist's career? And then how important is radio in the artist's career in 2022?
Okay.
Well, 2022, you know, they're trying to regulate and get a payout on radio streams now. So similar to what Spotify pays out on streams, they're trying to make that for radio. It's a free form. It's a free platform. I think radio is super essential when it's necessary. For a new artist coming out the gate, radio, the point of radio is to sell records. It's not to introduce records.
Correct.
So once you determine that fact, an artist wouldn't be ready for radio until they have a record that's ready to sell. So is it important? Yes, when you need it. It's as important as a helmet is when playing football, when you need it. You don't need the helmet on the sideline. You're not going to get tackled and knocked out. But when you get in the game, you're going to need to have the helmet on. The DJ should be the first, an established DJ. Not somebody that you just woke up and say, hey, bro, I want you to be my DJ and come on the road with me and we're gonna break records and all that shit. No. But somebody that is a DJ that understands song dynamics, that understands, can listen to a song and pick up the BPM by listening to it, can mix without headphones. Some of the things that you know that somebody's been doing this shit for a minute, those are the ones that you would want around your team because they know song structure. They understand, they know. You're at the radio, so you know when a Beyonce record comes to you, you know this record is about to dominate radio.
Correct.
So if I want to introduce a new record with this already new record, it has to be within plus or minus 2 or 3 BPM, which means it can't be slower and it can't be faster. It has to be right around the same. And then I'll be able to introduce this one because this song is what's going to dictate the mix show format moving forward. So having a DJ around you is as important as a great mixer. Right, talking about Future, ask him how important his engineer was to his sound.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why he hadn't put out
cried.
records.
Maybe that's
so
why
much,
he hasn't put out records.
Seth.
right?
Seth is gone.
Understanding that everybody
What is
on your team is going to play a dynamic role to you. The DJ is essential for the music creation process because they're ultimately going to tell you how the other people that you need to play it are going to receive it. Radio is amazing for you. Once those DJs are on your side and the radio is ready for you, then those DJs play the role because the radio plays it. And then when they go to their favorite watering holes or when they go to their favorite playlists and things, you're also playing it, which is confirming the fact that it's a hit record by being on the radio. To do anything out of order is to waste money and time.
Yeah. Wendy?
So I love DJs. I think they're so important in the music industry. But I'm going to preface this by saying that some DJs can be broads and some DJs are very bitter. So when I'm talking about the importance of DJs, I'm not really talking about the ones that have been scorned. They've helped build careers, and now they're at a point in the music industry where they're just here to make money off of everything that's coming at them. I'm talking about the real DJs that still love music, want to break records, and I get why they're bitter because DJs really don't make money, as you know. There's no healthcare plan. You don't get sick days, so it really kind of fucking sucks to be a DJ.
Yeah.
It's love. It's built on love. So I understand when you don't get the proper acknowledgement or you're not making money. I could see where your mindset might switch to needing more of that. But it's what you chose and you knew what it was when you got into it. Not you, but DJs in general.
Speaking in general, yeah.
But DJs are so integral to what we do. You know, we got to break music digitally. We got to break music in real life. And DJs are just the perfect access point to break music in real life. So they matter very much. You just have to pick and choose the ones that matter. You don't go for the top DJ in a city. Like if you're brand new, I'm not going to embarrass anybody in Atlanta. If I'm breaking a record in New York, which I would never do, but if I were breaking a record in New York, I wouldn't go right to Funkmaster Flex and say, please play my record. I would find out who are the DJs underneath him that he looks to and really respects the ones that are on the streets that know what's hot, what's coming, and what mixes well with what. And I would build with them and grow. So it's sort of that crawl, walk, run theory, right? And that's how I would build music. I would build in secondary markets. I would never start in New York, even if I was based in New York. I would go all around New York into the smaller markets. I would build a buzz and a reputation, and then I'd come back in. I'd also build relationships with DJs. I wouldn't just come at them. I'm 30 years in, and I've never asked a DJ to play a record. Have I ever asked you to play a client's record? And I never will. Thank you for saying no, because for a minute there I was like, wait, did I? But I've never asked a DJ, because that to me is not what they're there for. They're there to play music and give feedback. They're the ones that are going to tell me, Wendy, don't spend money on this song, spend money on that song. And that has so much more value to me than, hey, Ferrari, I need to please my client. Could you please play this 5 times in the club? I mean, I will hire you to work a record, but I won't come to you and say, as a favor, could you play this? Not in a million years. Because to me, that's not what DJs are for. Radio's kind of interesting. And what I really want to say about radio, I'm a little nervous too, because I don't want to put you in a bad situation.
Go ahead.
So with radio, you pay to get records played, not you.
Correct.
You pay to get records played at radio. And I keep waiting, ever since the internet really started popping, I keep waiting for radio to die. And I'm watching all the research and all the data, and it's not fucking dying. It's still staying super strong. But the thing as an artist you have to understand is you don't start at radio. You don't take the song fresh out the studio after you've mixed and mastered it and go right to radio.
Yes.
You're just going to lose a ton of money, because you're going to have to pay to get that play. You're going to have to pay a middleman to get that song on the radio. You don't pay the radio station or the PDs or MDs directly. You don't do that. That's illegal. You hire independent radio promoters,
lobbyist, if you will.
Yeah, lobbyists, thank you, to work your record, but you could spend anywhere from $50,000 just to start a song in the Southeast up to $225,000 to get it to number 1 at urban radio. And you don't do that just right out the box. You've got to build a song, you've got to get that buzz going, you've got to break it digitally, you've got to break it in the clubs. If it's a club record, you have to take the proper steps and give radio what they need and what they look at to decide whether or not they want to join your little club of getting the song on radio and taking it all the way. Radio is a place where I've seen more people lose money in the music industry than any other area. Having said that, I've used radio very successfully, but I've put years and years into studying it, learning who the players are, what to do, what not to do. And when I was starting out, I was stupid and I didn't know how to break songs at radio, and I went and banged my head. So I'm very vocal on how to do it, because I don't want you to bang your heads doing this, you know, and it's very easy to bang your head.
And expensive.
And expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving right along. What's the best way for an artist to grow their fan base organically? Keyword organically.
Consistency.
Say it again.
Consistency. Posting consistently, releasing music consistently, releasing merch consistently, updating your profiles consistently. You see the similar word in all of those sentences? Consistently.
Mic drop.
Yeah. That's the only way to do it. Okay. Nobody cares. The system is not made for you to drop a song once every 6 months.
No.
The system is made for you to constantly drop music, and the more people that listen to it, the more recommendations other people that may have never heard your song are going to get related to your song. Because everything that you do individually, you're programming your device. That's why the owner of Spotify is worth $3.8 billion and no musician isn't.
But wait, one song at a time or multiple songs at a time?
You don't need to drop multiple songs at a time. Nobody's attention is one song at a time. If I have to listen to, I should be able to get in the car and go to work or go to school. And by the time I get to school, your album should be coming off. Your 7, 8 songs, you're on a 30-minute ride, blunt's worth is what I need. Anything longer than that, my attention span is short. That's why there's been 5 of the number 1 streaming records of all time in the last 18 months. Lil Nas X, then so-and-so, and then so-and-so, and somebody's going to break it again in another month. Because that's just the way it is. I think there's a website called World Tracker. You guys aren't hip, now you're hip. And World Tracker gives you, at the moment, statistics. So I guarantee you, if I were to pull it up right now, I can show you where there's about 3 million brand new cell phones have been introduced into the marketplace. That means that potentially, that's 3 million new streamers. So every day, there's a potential to reach a brand new audience, a brand new market. It's every day it's growing. And as an artist, if you're not ready to reap the benefits of that or move with that growth, you're going to get left behind and you're always going to wonder why. Why am I not making any money with my music? Why am I not getting booked? Why am I not, making any noise? Why am I not getting interviews? It's because you've never taken the time to properly set it up so that all of those things don't happen on accident. They happen in order. And if you don't take care of the things first, then those things that you expect to happen at the tail end will never happen for you because you will have never started in order to reach that point. Does that make sense, boss?
It does. And it's all about discovery. You don't know where in the process somebody's going to discover your music. So it's so fractured right now. There's so many different places where people are hanging out. You might be hanging out on Twitch. You might be hanging out on TikTok. And I'm hanging out on Facebook or Snap or wherever. And in order to reach all three of us, you need to be on every platform. And you've got to be consistent because you don't know where in your release cycle somebody's going to discover you. You might catch somebody on their first song and be like, wow, this is hot. You might catch them on the third song. I might catch them on the 30th song. And then I'm going to go back and listen to all the other music they have and realize, oh, I really like this artist.
Missed out.
And then now we have a conversation about
Yes. And that's really how it spreads, is word of mouth. So when we're marketing and promoting, we're not marketing and promoting to make people discover music. We're marketing and promoting to get the influencers talking so that the people that follow them, I don't mean influencers like online or even on social media, but I mean influencers like you and me. People want us talking about their music so that the people that are following us and listening to us and appreciate our taste in music will go and check it out. If you guys tell me to go check out a song, I'm absolutely going to go check it out because I trust your judgment. I know that I can trust your judgment. But if I see a billboard for some artist, I'm not going to pull over and pull them up on Spotify. Fuck that.
I actually will, just to verify that they did it wrong. I'm that asshole. I will see it and take a picture of it and be like, please tell me they did it right. And then look at it and motherfucker.
Yeah. Please prove
after
me wrong.
this episode,
Please
whatever
prove me
you
wrong.
guys want, we can, since you have friends with Amigos, tell Quavo if you want help with Bobby Shmurda, because that Shmoney record, another story. Come on, let's get to it.
Okay. All right. Question of the day before we go. Hey guys, I'm 30 and I'm struggling as an artist. How does that work?
I need
as
to
an
go home.
older artist?
What type of artist?
He didn't tell me.
I think that's a good question, because what if it's Quincy Jones didn't produce Thriller until he was 49. So age.
I'm assuming a rapper. I went on his profile.
Quincy Jones is not
he
a
got
rapper.
like money.
Right,
in his
but
hand.
he's
I think
a creator
rapper.
nonetheless. I think we don't know what kind of artist it is, so
He's a
we'll
rapper.
assume rapper.
Assume rapper.
So at 30,
Yes.
he's is he a new artist? That should be the first question we should ask him. Like, hey, bro,
I'm gonna
how long
assume
have you been
so.
a new artist?
I'm gonna assume he's
Well,
a
I
new
think
artist.
if you're not discovered,
'Cause you're
if nobody
struggling.
knows you're still new.
Negative, bro. Next, so if a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears, don't make a sound. If the minute you decided to pick up a microphone, that's when you're a new artist. If you're 10 years in without a hit, you're an old motherfucker without a hit. You ain't a new artist trying to find
You
your
make a
sound. It
point.
doesn't work that way.
You make a
But wait, okay, so to argue your point, right? And this first time I'm gonna disagree with you. Let's just say as a 30-year-old artist, and he's been doing this for 10 years, he's not gonna be packaged as an old artist if he gets a situation. They're gonna say, new artist, Young Blow from such and such. He just gonna been doing it for 10 years. They're gonna package him as a new artist.
Who would package him as a new artist?
Whoever he signs.
There's
to.
nobody
Would you
in-
package him as an old artist?
There's nobody that's packaged as a new artist. Chloe Baby, all these guys have been introduced as hot artists or emerging artists. But that new artist shit is what a DJ puts in front of a name on a flyer to finesse a sucker out of some money. Because there's no such thing as a new artist showcase or a new this, that, and the third. That doesn't exist, because at some point in time, you cease being a new artist. At some point in time, you're an old artist or an established artist, or dare I say, an artist with a hit record, a legacy artist. But you can't be a new artist until you get a hit, bro. That's not how this fucking works.
Okay.
You can't be a new athlete. So I'm 40-year-old. I'm trying to play basketball. I've been trying to play for 20 years, but I consider myself a pro and saying semi-pro. It's not how it works. So I say all that to say, if you're a struggling artist at 30, you're a struggling artist because you don't know who you make music for. Because there is somebody out there that wants to listen to your music. So I think until you know who it is that is consuming your content, you're always going to feel like, man, nobody is hearing me because I know who you want to make music for, and that's beautiful. But who do you make music for? Who's listening? And you should focus on going where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
I love that. For me, I think about it a little bit differently than you do. There's two schools of thought. There's artists that can make a living doing this, and then there's stars. And my goal is to build stars. And I love the people that are out here helping the artists that have a little bit of a buzz and just want to make enough money to survive and rap. But that's not my goal. My goal is to build bigger artists than that, more internationally known artists, if you will. And if the fan base is 13 to 26, that's where the bulk of the money for rap music is spent. When a 13-year-old is looking at a 30-year-old, they're like, wow, that looks like my dad. That's not cool.
That's uncle there.
Yeah, and it's really hard to market and promote that. So somebody who's 30 can make a really nice living being a rapper in their lane, but it's going to be really hard to build somebody who's 30 to be the next Drake. The next Drake or the next Eminem or the next whoever is going to be somewhere around 17 to 21, 22, 23, 25 is even pushing it. Because the fan base, again, not to say that people my age or younger don't listen to music, younger than 13 don't listen to music. We do. But the bulk of the fan base is 13 to 26. And that's what we have to target. So if you're older, it's a challenge. Go ahead, mention 2 Chainz. I get it. You're going to be able to find
before you pull
one.
Ludacris out your ass, that's maybe
that's
3 or 4.
be able to find
That's
one
a
or
very
two.
rare 2 Chainz, and then 2
But
Chainz
2
was
Chainz
tapped
was
in.
playing circle.
He won the lottery.
Yes,
And he was playing circle.
He was
And
tapped- he was out.
too.
He was tapped in. He knew what the game was. He did the research.
And having a hit record.
And he had a hit record.
with one of the biggest artists in the game does not hurt.
Exactly.
You parlay your
Exactly.
situations, and that's why you can't be a new artist.
So if
all
you're
the time,
if
man.
you're 30, why can't you
Make
be a
songs for
manager or
Oh.
like why can't you do a job in music behind the scenes? Why do you have to be in the limelight?
That is like sometimes asking a songwriter to stop making records for themselves.
Yeah. Why
I have a
not make songs
songwriter.
for
I'm not
other
going to say
people?
his name only because I don't want to start this argument back up. But he has written for all the big artists you guys can ever think of. He won't stop promoting himself. Keep in mind, he's super dope. But I've told him the truth. Hey, bro.
Just right.
It's just right.
Yeah,
You're
just
not going
right.
to make it to a point where you guys, you're not going to make what you want to make. As far as what, because it's been out multiple times and the people, I believe the people determine. Not me, not you.
Right.
We can take good educated guess, but I think the people decide. Like
They do.
and like
They do.
you've
We
had
can't force them.
proper representation, proper budgets, big situations where the people said, nah.
I love the idea of a songwriter becoming a multimillionaire writing songs, and then if they want to put out their own music, fund it
Cool.
yourself. Like if Sean Garrett dropped an album, how cool would that be?
It's cool. Neo.
Right, Sean the Pen. Yeah, I was thinking about Neo. That's where I thought you were talking
But
about.
Neo's different. I think Neo put out a couple hit records.
He did. He had a career.
This person I'm talking about didn't put out no hit record.
I think the label put out a couple hit records for Neo. I think if Neo had to put him out, he'd be hollering like Meek Mill. Oh, I'm a fucking millionaire, but the label blackballed me. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. I mean, at the end of the day,
Larry, get you
everybody
back.
wants to be a boss. But if you don't, the beautiful thing about Wendy, when Wendy put the key in the door and she comes here, she knows what everybody in this building can do, and I'm sure that she is well equipped to do it.
Facts.
So if she had to go downstairs and get the coffee together for the people on the 4th floor, and she had to go turn on the front thing and come in here and pick up the phones and do all of that shit, she can do all of that. That's a boss that knows what it takes to get the job done. So when she puts people
And
on
I'll
her
do it
team,
if I have to.
you
Like if
do it
somebody doesn't come in,
because you're a boss,
I will do whatever
you know
has
what
to be
needs to get
done.
done. Okay,
Right.
so any rapper that is putting out their own music and doesn't understand how to put it out, the boss is the motherfucker who cuts the check.
Gang.
You was not the boss. You was the talent. Go lay the fucking
Cheat
golden egg.
code.
Go lay in the motherfucking, go lay over there and lay the golden. As long as you lay golden eggs, you're gonna be all right. Don't lay no more golden eggs. Out the motherfucking way you go, and in comes a new golden goose.
The cheat code.